A gray tree suddenly jumps from the background to the foreground. Sura and Akru were clearly standing farther away from the den just one shot ago. Why are there no leaves visible in this frame? Yet another unnecessary zoom in and zoom out.
He was such a tiny man cub.
Why, that's a man cub. What's it doing here?
Poor thing. He must have.
First of all, when Mowgli arrived at the wolf's den, it was night. For some reason, Mowgli's hair is now bright brown, even though it was dark before. And in episode 1, he still had normal shorts, not leaf-made ones. He also wasn't tanned back then. In the flashback, Luri was lying down earlier, but suddenly decides to nurse the cubs while standing. A random rock magically appears behind Alexander. The branch Mowgli is climbing on changes between shots. And again, and again. Lilies suddenly teleport closer to Mowgli. The bird switches to a different branch when the camera zooms in. Here's a recurring flaw in this anime. Static objects are always detailed, but once in motion, they become flat and monotone. I'll count this only once. Bagheera and Baloo are closer to each other between cuts. Mowgli grabs onto a vine that wasn't there before. Background swap.
Late again?
How many times have I told you not to be late for me?
Just noticed, the climb to Council Rock is supposed to be from the sides, as shown in later episodes, but here, characters often climb it from the back. Lala teleports forward, and back again.
It's right there. Now go! He approached the right way from downwind.
Yes.
Akru runs in from the wrong side. And since they were hiding in ambush, there's literally no other way he could have entered. A path appears to the right of Lala, but wasn't there a moment ago. Another background change. Lala clearly presses her jaws against the rabbit, but for some reason doesn't kill it. Even though later in the series, animals always snap the neck immediately once they catch prey. Her paws are placed differently on the rabbit between shots.
Grandfather! Bagheera!
The bushes suddenly decide to darken smoothly for no reason. Flowers behind the rabbit vanish between shots. The background behind Mowgli changes again. Throughout the entire scene, sometimes there are only palm trees behind the characters, and sometimes both palms and bushes, depending solely on which way the camera points. No bushes at the cave entrance, until the camera zooms in and suddenly they appear. A random branch pops up behind Mowgli out of nowhere during a close-up. The floor texture changes between shots. Luri is facing Mowgli sideways, but in the next shot she's facing him straight on. Sura and Akru weren't in the cave. Even considering angle and darkness, it was just Mowgli and Luri. So where did they suddenly walk out from? The bushes at the cave entrance appear and disappear again. The plants in front of Mowgli change position. The stump behind Mowgli disappears.
Look, a rare black rabbit on the other side of the river.
Lala's face also brightens the moment she speaks. There were no stones near the rabbit in the previous shot. The roots above Shere Khan's lair disappear. Both the roots and the size of the cave entrance change. The background behind Shere Khan changes as well. Akela and Alexander's positions swap between shots. And so does the background behind them. There were no trees behind them, but the moment Alexander bites Shere Khan's paw, boom, trees. Background change. Shere Khan is not in the shadows, and suddenly, he is. Lighting keeps changing between shots.
Yeah! Lala! Now jump!
Classic cliche, last-second rescue. The shape of Council Rock changes yet again.